Moodle 1.9 in a minute or two. Let's create a short lesson. First, go to the course site and turn editing on. In the week or topic where you wish to have the lesson, from the Add an Activity menu, select Lesson. Give the lesson a name. There are additional options that are important, so check the help question mark next to an item to get more information. For example, if you want to use the lesson for review, you can let students retake the lesson. If you want to use it more like a quiz, then the student shouldn't be able to retake it. For now, we'll skip setting any options. You can click Save and Return to Course. To add pages to a lesson, click its name on the course main page. The first time you click on a lesson, you have several options. We don't recommend using the import PowerPoint function since it was developed for an earlier version of the software and isn't reliable. You can add content pages or you can import questions to start developing your lesson. Testing the import function with questions in the GIFT format showed that matching questions didn't import correctly and essay questions didn't import at all. Importing true-false, multiple choice, and short answer questions seemed to work as expected. Select the question format from the drop-down menu and browse to the location of the file on your computer. Click Upload this file. You should see a screen with the questions listed. Click Continue. The first imported question is displayed. You can answer the questions to try to be sure they function as expected. If you answer all the questions, you'll reach the end of the lesson page. You will probably have to make some adjustments to imported questions, particularly to navigation jumps. You can also go directly to the lesson editing page by clicking the Edit tab. At the lesson editing page, you'll see the title of the lesson and any questions you've imported. Page titles are important to help you keep track of individual pages and navigation. The page type is displayed along with a list of jumps. The editing symbols to the right of the page let you move, edit, preview, and delete pages. The Add a Page drop-down menu lets you add branch tables, which will be called content pages in Moodle 2, end of branch, cluster, end of cluster, and question pages. We'll start by adding a branch table to add an introduction to the lesson. We enter information and instructions and create one navigation button at the bottom to jump to the next page. You can only jump to a page that exists. If you're creating single pages in the editor, you may not be able to set navigation jumps immediately. Click the Add a Branch Table button at the bottom of the page. Next, we move the branch table to the beginning of the lesson. We can insert an end of branch table where we want the branch to end. This page is not seen by students. We can import additional questions by clicking on the expanded link. The link to import questions is at the top left of the page. To create a set of optional questions, insert a branch page. Provide instructions. Let the yes answer jump to the next page, and a no answer jump to the end of lesson. Click Save Page. Cluster pages and end of cluster pages can be used to create subgroups within your list of questions. We now have a second branch table containing 4 questions in our lesson. When you create questions, you can set jumps to particular pages depending on student answers. It's also possible to jump to an unseen question within a branch or cluster. This has the effect of randomizing a set of questions for the students to answer. If you permit the students to skip a branch or cluster, you can have a jump to the end of lesson. Otherwise, when the students finish the last question, they'll be taken automatically to the end of lesson page. The end of lesson page will display any points that the student has earned for the lesson. Try to make sure there's a way for students to exit lessons and not have them stuck in a question they can't answer. Lessons can be simple or complex. They should be carefully planned and then tested to be sure they work as expected. They provide a potent way to present information to students and evaluate what they have gained or not gained from it. If you have any questions about this or any other aspect of using Moodle, please contact your designated Moodle support person.